Russell Wilson was named the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when Russell Wilson signed with the Steelers, pole position was the phrase that Coach Mike Tomlin used, saying that Russell Wilson had the upper hand to start the regular season. Russell Wilson had a slow start to training camp due to the calf injury, only playing in 2 preseason games. And now he's named the starting quarterback for the Steelers. And if you look at it, the line is going to be important for either quarterback, man. The first preseason game Russell played in, he was sacked 3 times, due to that offensive line. And now you're dealing with, some injuries. You got Saamala out for a little bit, right before the regular season. Big piece of the line. So now, man, it's going to be important, for that line, man, no matter who's going to be back there, because like you seen in the second preseason game, man, both quarterbacks had a tough time doing anything, due to that line. Now you can say, hey, when Fields got in, it was, different lineups and things like that. It wasn't the starting line, that would be in there for whoever starts and things. So, you could kind of look at it that way, but the line is always important. And even when the starters were in there, Broderick Jones had some struggles and things, bounced back a little bit the next game, but this is going to be the real deal, the regular season, no more warm-ups, and it's the schedule is kind of lighter in the beginning, but you never know. That's the thing about each year. Each year is different. You might say, hey, Atlanta's coming off of Kirk Cousins' injury, Achilles and things. So, and then they got the rookie, after him or whatever, however you want to look at it. Head coaches, new head, however you want to spin it to give the Steelers an edge. It just don't go that way, because you have to play the game on Sunday. That's just how it goes. So you can't underestimate nobody. The record from last year is not going to be the same this year. Teams revamped and got better. So the schedule looking like it's weak in the beginning, and you never know. It can be tough. And towards the end, it's a tough season, man. It's a long, tough, physical season. The game is physical, and those Chiefs, you might not have Mahomes, Hurts, or none of those guys at the end. That's towards the end. So you can't just say, oh man, week 11 on, it's going to be hard. People got to stay healthy, man, and that's a hard thing to do, because the injuries are part of the game. Not saying that people will be injured, but you can't be afraid of what you see. You got to play who you got in front of you, and who the Steelers got in front of them now is the Atlanta Falcons coming up. And just got to see about that line. Like I said, no matter the quarterback, you can say Fields will give you the best. And I understand why people say Fields will give you the best chance, because of his mobility. Now, Russ coming off of calf. So, his mobility he may have to use his mobility early and often in the season due to that line until they gel. Do you want that when Fields is the more mobile and athletic guy, and he can get out of there with no questions, if that line breaks down? So we'll just have to see. Russell Wilson being a veteran, been there, done that guy as far as Super Bowls, winning one, being there, should have 2 or whatever. Bad play call, but so that's why he was in pole position. And now it's time. It's time to see what Russ got left in the tank. It's time to see, if he's going to bounce back. This is his last stop, I believe, as a starter. If this don't work out with the Steelers, he's on a backup tour if he wants to continue his career, which I believe he will, because Russ looks like he's that type of guy, that wants to come and come back better and prove people that he can still do things. So this is his chance right now to see, and with a young Fields waiting in a balance to do his thing. And I know people are going to want to be anxious to see Fields. How long is the leash going to be for Russell before Fields can come in You know, bad game, people going to say put in Fields and things, and you know, but you can't bench Russell after one bad game, because you got to give him a chance to respond. You know, you got to give a guy a chance to respond, see the response, how he act after a bad game and things like that. Give him a chance to come back after a bad game. And, you know, but once you stack bad game after bad game, then it's time to go to the young fella, if that's what happened. So Russell Wilson, you know, it's been, people was wondering, hey, why didn't he name the starter? A lot of people, you know, kind of figured it was going to be Russell. Maybe it was a game plan situation. You know, you got to plan for Russell and Fields two different ways, you know. So you say you don't know, to keep the defensive coordinator off guard to who they have to game plan for, you know, make adjustments for and things like that. So now we know that it is Russell Wilson that will get first crack at it, which we all pretty much knew, you know, but it was good to see Justin Fields get some snaps early with the first team. You know, that can pay big dividends in the long run. If something happened to Russell and Fields have to get in, he did get those early runs, you know, those early reps with the first team, you know, with Pickens and those guys, Najee Harris and the guys. So that's going to be important. You know, that may come in handy. And then the running game, you know, the health of the running backs. Jaylen Warren, that's going to be a big key for the quarterbacks. Running backs help quarterbacks out a lot, you know. So set up the play action and all those good things. So the health of Jaylen Warren, you know, is important for both of those guys as well. So, you know, a good running back, quarterback, best friend, especially with the Arthur Smith offense. You know, either one of those. No running back on the Steelers roster is Derrick Henry, you know, so we can't think of it like that and say, hey, well, you know, it worked. They got Derrick Henry. You can't compare Najee and them to Derrick Henry. I get that. But they are good running backs, and it was a good rushing attack last season. So if you can, you know, again, the offensive line, but if you can get that same rushing attack, that balance, man, and you can open up play actions and things and all that, you can say the lack of receiving core, and you got to go with what you got. You know, if you got to go Van Jeffersons and all those guys, Roman Wilsons after Pickens, then that's just what you have to do, unless you make a move or two. But, you know, you got what you got, and you got to play the game. So here's where we are. Russell Wilson, starter, you know, get first crack at it for the Steelers. Atlanta Falcons coming up, and we'll just have to see what goes on. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bells to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.